President Biden has called Vladimir Putin a butcher during a visit to Poland and warned him not to attack a single inch of NATO territory. Mr. Biden was addressing crowds in Warsaw at the end of his visit to Europe, where he met with the heads of several states in an effort to build consensus on the war in Ukraine.
President of the United States, Joe Biden.
America's commander-in-chief called this moment the test of all time. Ukraine and its Western allies taking on Russia's Vladimir Putin, democracies against autocracies, and he didn't hold back.
Putin has the gall to say he's denazifying Ukraine. It's a lie. It's just cynical. He knows that. And it's also obscene.
He reached out to ordinary Russians.
Let me say this, if you're able to listen. You, the Russian people, are not our enemy. I refuse to believe that you welcome the killing of innocent children and grandparents, or that you accept hospitals, schools, maternity wards, and for God's sake, being pummeled with Russian missiles and bombs.
Then a final personal assault on Russia's leader.
Ukraine will never be a victory for Russia, for free people refused to live in a world of hopelessness and darkness. We will have a different future, a brighter future, rooted in democracy and principles, hope and light, of decency and dignity, of freedom and possibilities. For God's sake, this man cannot remain in power.
The White House was quick to clarify Joe Biden wasn't calling for regime change, though his feelings about Putin had already been made clear on this trip to Poland, here meeting Ukrainian refugees in Warsaw.
You're dealing every day with Vladimir Putin. I mean, look at what he's done to these people. What does it make you think?
He's a butcher.
On the fourth and final day of a trip to Europe, President Biden also held talks with the Polish leader. It's a sign of the vital role this country is playing in the West's support to Ukraine's war effort. Many weapons gifted by NATO allies to the Ukrainian military are sent over the Polish border into its war-torn neighbour. The American president apparently gave assurances this flow of arms would continue as he met separately with Ukraine's visiting foreign and defence ministers. Another key topic is bolstering the alliance's own defences to deter Russian aggression. Unlike Ukraine, Poland is a member of the NATO alliance. It means an attack on this country would be considered an attack against all, requiring a collective response. The US is keen to reinforce this principle of Article 5 as allies adjust to the new security reality triggered by Russia's war next door. And it's still raging, with Moscow targeting new Ukrainian positions. President Biden warned the invasion threatens to trigger a return to decades of war that ravaged Europe last century. He said that cannot be allowed to happen. Poland's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, a reminder of the continent's deep scars. Allies know they must stay united and become stronger if they're going to meet the challenge of these changing times. Deborah Haynes, Sky News, Warsaw.